Coach, I want to ask you about Max Wanner. He's taken on a leadership position this week. He's been here a few times. He kind of has that experience under his belt. What have you noticed about the type of leader that Max is?
I think on the ice, he has that physical presence that brings that a little bit of that fear factor and intimidation on the opposition, but also gives them a little street credit with the guys in the room. So I think from an on-ice perspective, it's that. I think from a leadership perspective, going first in drills, being more social and more inviting and easy to talk to, not only for his peers, but for the coaches as well, and the new coaches that are part of our organization. So I think those are a few things that I've noticed and then highlighted and talked to him about. And Keith McCambridge, our associate coach, does a fantastic job with helping our D-men.
He's got main camp on his mind heading into this week. In what ways do you guys kind of come alongside him and maybe guide him or help him in a way mentally prepare and make sure that he's ready for that?
That's a great question, and I Keith and I chat about that of you don't want to come in and be overconfident and cocky and maybe, for lack of a better term, because you want to be respectful to the National Hockey League, but you don't want to be nervous and sheepish and show everyone on your body language and your play and that you don't belong. So you have to respect your competition and your peers, but do what you can to be one of them. And that's hard to do as a young man, right? When you got Darnell and Leon and Connor and they're stars in the National Hockey League, been in the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, but you got to breathe and you got to remind yourself that you're a drafted player, you're a good player, you played years of pro, and the American Hockey League is a starting point for 90% of the players that are in the NHL today, and you got to go in and do what you can. Make good decisions based on the information you're seeing and try to get better each shift and each day.
You talked about the leadership of Max Wanner. Now, this is similar to a question I asked you post-game yesterday, but how about the leadership from the group after killing off that penalty? I know we talked about that instance already, but just maybe all throughout the week, you can see this team continue to build a little bit more confidence. What does that say about the leadership as a collective in that room right now, Colin?
Yeah, I believe the guys that have been here before remember what it feels like to come for the first time, and just being inviting. I think not only that, the players, the coaches are trying to get some personal touches, whether it be a video clip or whether it be finding out something personally about them. Meetings and preparation is a little slower than it would be in a regular season game in the American Hockey League, because we're trying to make sure that they're able to process the information, not overload them, and then also see them perform on the ice. So I think there's a combination of those things, but at the end of the day, it's the players in the room that they gotta come together and stay together, and I think we did that for sure in the second and third period. In all three periods in the last game, really, but really liked our second half of the game. It's unfortunate that we didn't finish around the net, but a couple breakaways, we felt like we outchanced them, and unfortunately we didn't get it done, but we feel good about ourselves today going into tomorrow.
Kind of leads into the next question. What's it going to take for the Edmonton Oilers to garner a victory in their last game here in Penticton?
We got to shoot it in the net more than the other team, in simple layman terms. And I think we need more of the same. And I think the nervous part or the part that you're as a coach when you ask them to do some things and they do them. Which we did against Calgary. We got the net, we got pucks back, we just didn't finish, right? So it's the sticking with it and saying, hey, we did lots of good things, okay? We had lots of good chances. We defended well. Goaltender made some saves. We kept it competitive. We just got to stick with it and believe that if you do good things long enough, that you will be rewarded. And let's believe it's our first W tomorrow.